Oh, we're comparing stats. Baby girl doesn't know that I am Tom Brady at this game. Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage, married at 25, divorced at 28. Third engagement, engaged at 29, ended it at 30, but I kept the ring. I'm still keeping Tom Brady on his toes. We should not be afraid to leave these men. We are not stuck with these people. Marriage is not a sanctimonious thing. It is paperwork. It's something it's a commitment you make to someone. But if you feel like you're not getting anything from that commitment and you're trying, you got to go. You got to go. You have to go. I know it's difficult to fill out paperwork and to make appointments and to do all of these things, but this is your fucking life. Do you want to be stuck with someone?
Twice divorced and ran through, giving us marriage advice?
Mia Khalifa is back at it again. Not for some scene she did, but for giving marriage advice to young women. Can you believe that? An ex-adult film star talking about the do's and don'ts of marriage. Khalifa is twice married and divorced and engaged a third time by the age of 30. What a great track record to believe she's qualified to give marriage advice to young women. We should all applaud her. Getting marriage advice from Mia Khalifa is like getting financial advice from a homeless person. Having multiple marriages doesn't make her a marriage expert. It makes her a marriage failure. Mia is so dumb that she said the quiet part out loud. She told us in no uncertain terms that women only view marriage as paperwork, and they are only in it for themselves so long as they are happy. That is valuable information. Take it and act accordingly, my friends. If young women want to learn anything from her, it's this. And let this be a warning for them. Mia wasn't even in the industry for a year, and look at the damage it's done to her. She's done ever finding satisfaction in a monogamous relationship. I honestly think she'll probably wind up like former spicy performer Brie Olson and marry a woman. I guess she's telling herself that she doesn't need a man to make herself feel better about men not actually respecting her or valuing her enough to commit. She let herself be an object, and now she's getting older. She won't be getting the same attention as before. Just a couple of months back, she was talking about how she can get any man in the world, while on the other hand, men can only dream of being with her. But then she also talked about how no one wants to date her anymore. After spending years in the adult film business, I really don't think she should be complaining about why men don't want to date her or only see her as an object of desire. And I can 100% bet that even if she does find a guy who's willing to date her, he's only going to be doing it for the wrong reasons. He's only going to want to experience the pleasure of being with someone who has massive experience in the bedroom department, who has massive experience in giving pleasure to guys. Or he might just want to date her so he can show off to his guy friends and tell them about all the wild nights he had with her. It just doesn't make sense for such a woman to start complaining about not finding Mr. Right when all she did for the last 10 years was get in bed with multiple guys and showcased it to the world for everyone to see. Wanting to nail you is not the same as wanting you, Mia. Those guys just want a little hit and run. And if nobody else knows about it, all the better. I just love how they confuse getting segs with getting a man. They can get all the segs they want, but they can't actually get a man for the commitment they think they want. I've talked about this in one of the previous videos as well. For guys, it's very important to know a woman past. It says a lot about how her future is going to be. And no matter how much women say that the past is the past, it's not just the past they're looking at. They're looking at the potential of bad decision making, the history of not doing the right thing, and how a woman chooses how she wants to spend her life. Do women really believe that men aren't going to look at their past when they completely judge a guy by the size of his wallet? Guys understand that reality, and they're not complaining. They know how the world works and what value they can bring to a woman's life. But they don't complain as women do. And they don't give unsolicited marriage advice like Mia is giving now. A person with an unbroken track record of failure in relationships is probably someone whose advice you should not be taking. Also, despite her college degree, Mia Khalifa apparently does not know the meaning of the word sanctimonious, as she says in her latest video. She said it herself. To her, marriage is nothing more than paperwork. It's not about the relationship, it's being stuck with someone. She's telling you that she's not interested in forming anything permanent. Why would you want to try to form a permanent relationship with someone who is telling you she'll leave you when she gets bored? Imagine not following your vows to each other. Marriage was not always a government-involved status. You make a lifetime commitment to each other because you love each other fully. This modern-day toss-up of the "I'm not feeling it" anymore vibe is horrible. Don't marry someone unless you are absolutely sure you want to be with them for the rest of your life. No-fault divorce ruined the concept of marriage, and at this point, for most men, is a lose-lose situation. Most women have everything to gain, and most men have everything to lose. The truth is, Mia K knew exactly what she had and decided to sell it. Now it seems like she's mad no one's buying anymore. She thinks it's possible to just make her past disappear. She made her choices and chose how people would remember her. A past is having a problematic ex. A past is having gone through bankruptcy or foreclosure and rebuilding. A past is having conquered an addiction. A past is having lived through a horrific trauma and coping. The adult film industry left the having a past station a continent ago. When you've hosted more guys than a Super Bowl event, you shouldn't be surprised that virtually no guy will be interested in what you have to offer. It's astounding that women consciously and knowingly make bad lifestyle choices, yet they're always the victims. If nothing else, Mia is an example to younger girls and women of what not to do. There's no coming back from what she did. If she ever has kids, they will see those videos and everyone will know what their mom did, based on how famous she is. That's an ugly possibility, but it's also a potential reality, and that's something she's got to live with. And this is not to discount the fact that she was married at 25 for the second time. Third engagement at 29, which means at least 2 men wanted to marry her after her adult film career. We have to start holding men accountable. These men with low standards harm other men by setting the bar so low, which lets women believe they can live any way they please and still land a man for a long-term commitment or marriage. And in the case of divorce, don't forget about the taking half our stuff part. Getting divorced is actually a profitable enterprise for women who don't mind the paperwork. No wonder she appears to be so happy and light. But that said, she was being honest, so to the men who still haven't figured out the scheme, listen closely to and heed what she had to say. Honestly, the Mia Khalifa situation has been hilarious for a few years. An ex-adult film star trying so hard to leave her past behind trying to become a meaningful voice online and some sort of moral and fashion icon. But in the end, she's still just an adult film star. No disrespect to them. But Mia should own it and not try to fit the shoes of Oprah. I think at some level, Mia misses the attention and the validation that she used to get when she was in the business. From co-stars, from directors and producers, and from the millions of boys and men from around the world who used to look at her go at it with multiple guys on set. Once that stopped, the validation and the ego masses she used to get would have also stopped. No more fans telling her how hot she is, and no more directors calling her to perform in their people get addicted to such sort of attention. So it's no wonder she's now seeking it out online by being all preachy about relationships. I can tell you this, she will be successful at this as well. Do you know why? Because for all the thousands of men in the world going their own way, there are tens of thousands of simps who will still watch her and expect her to start performing again. That's going to give her the attention she wants from all of this, and that's what's going to get her to create a career out of it. From an adult film star to a relationship influencer, it's a funny world we live in. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel.